Today, we're diving into an epic showdown that's been capturing headlines and igniting debates across the globe. It's Taylor Swift versus the Beatles, a battle of the titans that spans generations and reshapes our understanding of musical greatness. Could she be the biggest music artist of all time? It's a bold claim, but one that's not without merit. Swift has become a cultural and economic juggernaut, transcending the bounds of pop stardom to influence everything from album sales to global economics. But to answer this question, we need to look back at the band that changed the course of music history, the Beatles. Long regarded as the most influential act in the industry, the Fab Four set the gold standard for what it means to be a global phenomenon. Let's break it down, shall we? First up, chart dominance. The Beatles take the crown here, with an impressive tally of UK #1 singles. Swift, surprisingly, has only managed 4 UK chart toppers to date. But when it comes to albums, it's a closer race. The Beatles have 15 UK #1s, while Swift has racked up an impressive 11 since her 2012 album, Red, first topped the charts. Now let's talk record sales. The Beatles have long held the title of best-selling music act, with estimated worldwide sales exceeding 1 billion units. Swift's numbers are harder to pin down, but her certified sales in the UK and US alone add up to a staggering 295 million, matching the Beatles' tally in these two key markets. Awards? Swift takes this round hands down, with 14 Grammy wins out of 52 nominations, including a record-breaking 4 Album of the Year awards. She's a force to be reckoned with. The Beatles, by comparison, have 7 Grammy wins from 23 nominations. But let's remember, there are far more awards shows now than in the 1960s. When it comes to breaking records, both artists are in a league of their own. Swift currently holds at least 77 Guinness World Records, compared to the Beatles' 29. From Spotify streaming records to causing earthquake-level seismic activity at her concerts, Swift seems unstoppable. But the Beatles have their own impressive feats, including being the first band to have a song beamed into deep space. Now, let's talk about economic impact. Swift's Eras Tour is predicted to boost the UK economy by almost $1 billion. Fans attending her 15 UK shows are expected to spend an average of $848 each on tickets, travel, accommodation, and merchandise. The Beatles, meanwhile, continue to contribute $81.9 million annually to Liverpool's economy alone, decades after their heyday. So, who's the bigger star? It's a tough call. Swift's dominance in the current era is undeniable, with some comparing her impact to that of Michael Jackson in the 80s and 90s. But the Beatles' influence has stood the test of time for over half a century. Dave Faubert, founder of the Swiftageddon Club Nights, puts it well. The Beatles are the best. I'm not sure they'll ever be surpassed, but Taylor's close. The Bootleg Beatles, a popular tribute band, argue it's too early to make a fair comparison. They say, while Taylor Swift is undoubtedly a wonderful talent, it's probably around 50 years too early to judge her against the Fab Four. What's clear is that both Swift and the Beatles have defined their respective eras. They've pushed boundaries, reshaped the music industry, and captured the hearts of millions around the world. Swift's ability to constantly reinvent herself and maintain relevance in the fast-paced digital age is remarkable. The Beatles, on the other hand, ushered in a new era of rock and roll that forever changed popular music. Dr. Cleo Doyle, who teaches Swift's lyrics as literature at Queen Mary University of London, draws comparisons between Swift and Bob Dylan rather than the Beatles. She highlights Swift's self-examining and self-revising body of work, noting its intellectual depth and literary references. Dr. Amy Skierseth from the University of Liverpool points out the different challenges Swift faces as a woman in the music industry compared to the Beatles. She also notes how Swift's fans have an increased ability to push for social change and create a larger sense of community in the digital age. In the end, comparing Taylor Swift and the Beatles might be like comparing apples and oranges. They're both fruit, both sweet, but fundamentally different. What's undeniable is the immense impact both have had on music, culture, and the world at large. As we wrap up this musical showdown, one thing's for certain. Whether you're Team Taylor or Team Beatles, we're living in an extraordinary era of music. Before you go, if you enjoyed this deep dive into music history and pop culture, Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating comparisons and music insights. Hit that notification bell to stay updated on our latest uploads. Until next time, keep the music playing.